The human body is a marvel of complexity, a living system of trillions of cells working in harmony, each performing its role with astonishing precision. Yet sometimes, the intricate machinery of our biology falters, and the result can be extraordinary. We are not just at the mercy of viruses and bacteria, or the slow wear and tear of age. Occasionally, the body itself becomes a stage for some of the strangest, most mystifying syndromes known to medicine. These rare conditions can warp the boundaries of self, twist the fabric of reality, and blur the line between science and myth. Today, we journey into the shadowy corners of medical history, where alien hands grasp and vampire minds wander. Real-life phenomena that challenge everything we think we know about the body, the brain, and human identity itself. Imagine waking up one ordinary morning. You stretch, yawn, and reach for the alarm clock. But suddenly, your left hand, unbidden and unrecognized, yanks the sheets off the bed. You try to pull them back with your right hand, but your left resists, tugging them away as if possessed by some invisible force. With mounting horror, you realize that your hand is no longer under your control. It performs actions you did not will, sometimes even acting against your own best interests. You watch, helpless, as it moves with a will of its own, a rogue appendage that seems to belong to someone else entirely. This is not the plot of a psychological thriller. This is alien hand syndrome, a rare but very real neurological disorder that can turn a limb, most often a hand, into an autonomous actor on the stage of your life. First described in 1909, alien hand syndrome, or AHS, has been documented in only a handful of cases worldwide, but its impact on those who experience it is profound and unsettling. At the heart of AHS lies the astounding complexity of the human brain. The brain is divided into two hemispheres, each specialized for certain functions, yet they must communicate constantly to maintain the illusion of a unified self. The corpus callosum, a thick bundle of nerve fibers, serves as the bridge between the two hemispheres, allowing seamless coordination and integration of thought and action. But when this bridge is damaged by stroke, tumor, injury, or even deliberate surgical intervention, the harmonious dialogue between the hemispheres can break down. The result? A limb that operates independently, as if guided by an alien intelligence. The experience of alien hand syndrome is as disorienting as it is disturbing. Patients often describe their rogue limb as belonging to someone else, a foreign entity attached to their body. It may reach out to grab objects, undo buttons, slap their own face, or perform complex movements without any conscious intent. The alien hand may even actively oppose the person's goals, unbuttoning a shirt while the other hand buttons it, or snatching items away from its owner. The emotional toll is immense. Sufferers may feel betrayed by their own bodies, gripped by fear, frustration, and even shame as they struggle to suppress the rebellious limb. One of the most famous cases is that of Karen Byrne. For years, Karen was plagued by severe epilepsy. In an attempt to control her seizures, doctors performed a surgical procedure to sever her corpus callosum. The operation was a success. Her epilepsy ceased. But soon after, Karen encountered a new and bewildering problem. Her left hand began to move without her bidding, unbuttoning her clothes, slapping her during arguments, and snatching objects from her right hand. No amount of willpower could rein in the rogue hand, which seemed to possess its own desires and intentions. Karen's plight highlights the fragile balance of neural communication that underpins our sense of self and agency. Alien hand syndrome is most commonly associated with damage to the frontal lobe, corpus callosum, or parietal lobe, regions essential for voluntary movement and the integration of sensory information. When these areas are impaired, the brain's command structure collapses, and the affected limb is left to act on residual impulses and disjointed neural circuits. The result is a profound split in bodily autonomy, a living testament to the brain's enigmatic power and vulnerability. Yet, as strange as alien hand syndrome is, it is far from the only mysterious condition to stalk the annals of medical history. Across time and cultures, certain rare diseases have given rise to legends, myths that persist even as science advances. Perhaps the most enduring of these is the vampire myth. The image of the vampire, pale, nocturnal, and hungry for blood, has haunted human imagination for centuries. But behind the supernatural lore lies a real-world medical explanation: porphyria. Porphyria is not a single disease, but a group of related genetic disorders that interfere with the body's ability to produce heme, a vital component of hemoglobin. This disruption leads to the accumulation of toxic compounds called porphyrins, which can wreak havoc on the body in a variety of ways. The symptoms of porphyria are eerily reminiscent of classic vampire traits. Sufferers may develop extreme sensitivity to sunlight, resulting in painful burns, blisters, and permanent skin damage upon exposure. Their skin may become pale and waxy, and their lips and gums may recede, making the teeth appear elongated, almost fang-like. In some cases, excessive hair growth appears, especially on the face and hands. To avoid the agony of sunlight, those with severe porphyria often become nocturnal, venturing out only at night, shunning daylight with a vigilance that evokes the vampire's legendary aversion to the sun. There is more. Some forms of porphyria can cause reddish or brownish discoloration of the urine, reminiscent of blood, and in the past, some sufferers were even treated with blood transfusions in a misguided effort to cure their ailment. Garlic, another traditional vampire repellent, contains compounds that can worsen porphyria symptoms, offering yet another uncanny parallel between the disease and the myth. The connection between porphyria and the vampire legend is more than coincidence. In medieval Europe, those afflicted with the disease were often shunned, feared, or accused of supernatural origins. The inability to withstand sunlight, the need to drink blood as a treatment, the appearance of fangs, these features all contributed to the belief in vampires stalking the night. The stigma persisted for centuries, fueled by ignorance and superstition. But porphyria is not the only medical condition to inspire tales of the undead. Another, less well-known but equally dramatic syndrome is catalepsy, a neurological disorder characterized by sudden, profound muscle rigidity and a trance-like state. During a cataleptic episode, a person's breathing and heartbeat may slow to imperceptible levels, and they may appear, to all outward observation, to be dead. In the days before modern diagnostics, catalepsy resulted in countless premature burials. When some of these unfortunate souls revived and clawed their way out of shallow graves, the local populace saw proof of the walking dead, fueling yet more vampire hysteria. Living with such syndromes is not merely a medical challenge, it is a profound test of resilience. Sufferers often endure not only physical pain, but also psychological anguish, social isolation, and the burden of misunderstanding. The world can be a cruel place for those who do not fit its narrow definitions of normalcy. Children with porphyria may be teased, ostracized, or feared by classmates. Adults with alien hand syndrome may struggle with embarrassment, frustration, and the constant fear of losing control. Family members, too, are caught in the web of confusion and anxiety, desperate for answers that science cannot always provide. Yet, there is hope. Advances in neuroimaging, genetic testing, and multidisciplinary research are gradually unraveling the mysteries of these rare disorders. Scientists are mapping the circuitry of the brain with unprecedented detail, uncovering the mechanisms that govern voluntary movement, consciousness, and self-awareness. Geneticists are identifying the mutations that underlie syndromes like porphyria, opening the door to new treatments and preventative strategies. Awareness campaigns and patient advocacy groups are helping to reduce stigma, educate the public, and connect sufferers with vital resources. Despite this progress, the root causes of many rare neurological and genetic syndromes remain elusive. The human brain is a labyrinth of 86 billion neurons, each making thousands of connections. A network so complex that even the most advanced computers struggle to model its operations. Our DNA, too, is a vast dynamic code, subject to countless variations and mutations. The interplay between genes, environment, and experience is a dance we have only begun to understand. Perhaps then, it is no surprise that some conditions defy easy explanation. Alien hand syndrome forces us to confront the limits of our free will. What does it mean to be the author of our own actions if a part of our body can rebel against us? Porphyria and catalepsy remind us that the line between fact and folklore is often thin, and that myths may arise from the misunderstood realities of disease. These syndromes challenge not only our scientific understanding, but also our deepest beliefs about identity, agency, and the nature of consciousness itself. In the end, what can we learn from these strange and haunting disorders? They teach us humility. The body, for all its wonders, is fragile. The brain, for all its power, is vulnerable. Our sense of self, the conviction that we are unified beings, in control of our thoughts and actions, is in truth a delicate balance maintained by millions of interacting systems. When that balance is disturbed, the results can be extraordinary, even terrifying. They also teach us empathy. Behind every case history is a person, a child hiding from the sun, a woman wrestling with her own rebellious hand, a family searching for answers in the face of the unknown. Their struggles remind us of the importance of compassion, understanding, and support for those whose lives are shaped by rare and mysterious syndromes. Finally, these stories inspire us to keep exploring. The mysteries of the human body and brain are far from solved. Each strange syndrome is a clue, a fragment of the puzzle that is human existence. As science advances, perhaps we will one day unlock the secrets of alien hand syndrome, porphyria, catalepsy, and countless other medical marvels. Until then, we can marvel at the strange, sometimes frightening, but always fascinating tapestry of life. And remember that, in the theatre of the human body, even the strangest stories are real. So, the next time you hear a legend of vampires in the night, or a tale of a hand with a will of its own, remember, the truth may be stranger than fiction. The boundaries between health and horror, between science and myth, are thinner than we imagine. In the world of rare syndromes, the body is both the storyteller and the story, writing new chapters of mystery, challenge, and hope every day.